Chief's here. Yeah. Of course, I know there's.
Oh,
Pardon? It is. The department heads, yeah. I mean, if something comes up, they're already here. It's, yeah. That looks like Deidre White's daughter. You know who that is? She is? Is she in college? I saw a blurred figure lately.
I'll now call to order the February 24th, 2022 meeting of Mayor and Council. To lead us in the invocation, Councilman Gibbs, and if you'll remain standing for the pledge after the invocation, we'd appreciate it.
Dear Father, just thank you for this evening. Thank you, Lord, for bringing us all together. Lord, just help us as we go throughout tonight that we make decisions that's best for our community as a whole. I want to thank you, Lord, for everything you do for us, your arms around us and your protection. And just thank you for this great weather we've been having, Lord, and thank you for everything that you've blessed us with. And just be with everything that's going on right now, Lord, in the world, and put your arms around us and keep us safe. In name I pray, amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we get started with the approval of the minutes from the last meeting, I'd like to make some special recognitions. In attendance tonight are many of the youth for the Leadership Lounge class of this year, the Leadership Lounge youth class. If you wouldn't mind standing, I think I only got 3 names I think I see a few more of you out there. Katie Mullins, Reagan Lawson, Emily Dinkins. Are there more? You are? Nice of you to be here. We'll get a picture afterwards so you can prove that you're actually here. The next name would stand as well, Anitra Riley. Our brand new Neighborhood Development and Community Protection Manager as well, stole Mark's thunder, but I saw you out there and we're excited about you and your new role. And then I'd like to recognize the Walls members that are here as well. Thank you for organizing a fantastic paddle again this past weekend. We could have done without the 12-foot gator, but that was well done and well attended. Thank you both. All right. Council, you've all had time to look at the February 10th minutes. Are there any additions or deletions? Hearing or seeing none, they are approved by acclamation. We'll move on to item 3, bids, contracts, agreements, and expenditures. Consideration of an amendment to the contract with Level Engineering Associates for the Old Clipville Road Widening Project. Pat Collins, our fantastic engineer, to present.
Thanks. Okay, so this evening I'm bringing before you the Old Clipville Road Widening Project. If you remember, this is a Tier 2 project in the TIA, and T-Spots is paying for all this, okay? We went in August of 2020, we entered in a contract to go under design. The project's been designed. Currently, right now, just so you know, we're in the right-of-way phase, and Tim Tanner's office is working on the right-of-way, and then we'll go through and we'll make what other acquisitions. Again, that whole phase is paid for through the TIA project. We do anticipate before the end of this fiscal year to put this project out for bid. And so we're going to be entering in the construction phase, and that's what this contract's about. This amends the contract with Level Engineering and Associates to do the construction management for the project. So tonight we're asking you to approve an amendment with the contract with LEA for a total contract fee award of $349,320. It's for construction management of these improvements. I'll take any questions that you might have.
Council, any questions for Pat? I see none. I'll turn it over to you for action. Thank you, Pat.
Mr. Mayor, make a motion to approve the request as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, show of hands. Council, thank you. It's unanimous. Move on to item B, consideration of a request to purchase a new Vanguard belt screen for the Mud Creek wastewater treatment plant, and I'm sure the Walls guys are excited about that as well.
Yes, good evening.
Hey, David.
Yeah, this is for the Mud Creek. The Mud Creek plant utilizes two Vanguard belt screens in the pre-treatment process. Designed and manufactured by Nueve Energy USA Incorporated, these mechanical screens installed at the inflow of the plant remove large objects such as rags, plastics, and other debris from the wastewater. The first screen was upgraded from 6 millimeter to 3 millimeter in 2021 and has since shown major improvements to the screening process. The remaining 6 millimeter screen has a lower capture ratio, which results in unscreened debris passing through its system. The debris clogs up pumps and basins further along in the plant, increasing maintenance costs and undermining the treatment process. Staff determined the best option to improve the screening process would be to upgrade the old 6 millimeter screen to 3 millimeter. As with the previous upgrade, this one will greatly reduce the pass-through of the larger debris and result in much less clogging downstream, lower maintenance costs, and increasing treatment efficiency. Nueve Energy USA is the sole authorized distributor of these screens for the entire state of Georgia. The cost of purchasing the new screen will be $85,500, which includes shipping. We recommend approving its purchase, and it's a FY22 approved user fee.
Any questions for David, Council? David, that was a very effective swamp monster that you put on that screen right there.
It's a good pick.
David, thank you. Council, I'll turn it over to you for action.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion we approve this request as presented.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. All in favor, show of hands. David, thank you. Council, thank you as well. Listen, that was quick. We're going to move right on to citizens to be heard. The portion of the meeting we ask that you come forward and state your name and address so that we may have it for the record. Our policy requiring that you stay under 3 minutes so that others have time to be heard. Please direct all comments to council as a whole. Do not attempt to engage individual council members in debate. It is our policy to follow through with you on your concern immediately. Additionally, we ask that any groups that want to address the council designate one spokesperson to represent the group, again, so that others have time to be heard. With that being said, anybody that would like to step forward at this time? This is going to be scary fast tonight. We're going to move on to the city manager. Oh, you...
Well, you need one at least, don't you?
State your name.
John Quarterman. I live in the county, but I get my mail in the city, 3338 Country Club Road, Suite L, PMB 336. And I'd like to thank the mayor for coming on the mayor and chairman's paddle. The chairman couldn't make it for one reason or another. And we got that 12-foot alligator just because we heard Vivian Miller-Cody likes alligators. So next year, we're hoping she will paddle with us and all the rest of you too. We're hoping. And I'd like to congratulate the city on the $12 million in ARPA money. Inquiring minds are trying to figure out where are you going to build those wells. Sounds very interesting. And on the mayor's and chairman's paddle, we had, I thought we might encounter this, and we did. Turns out there was quite a bit of trash on the river. Some of it was even on the Little River, because when the rivers are high, it washes right across the land there and goes into the Little River above the confluence. And in fact, one of our members fell in getting some of that trash.
Twice.
Yes, twice. Now, the second time was his own fault. He was demonstrating. It was like this, and he fell right in again. Okay, and another couple of guys in a canoe had a huge bag of trash. The interesting part is, I do not believe they even live in Lowndes County, much less Valdosta. So people from all over are concerned about this issue, and it's coming out of mostly Sugar Creek, but also 3 Mile Branch. Bobby McKenzie, who may be here at some point, the meeting's so brief he may not make it, he was paddling down from Langdale Park, and before he got to Sugar Creek, he had his boat full of trash he'd come out of 3 Mile Branch. So there are solutions to this, and I'm sure y'all can cogitate on that, what you might want to do. And the best part is, fixing this problem compared to the sewer system problem, it's tiny. It's just tiny. So I'm sure there are solutions that could be had, and y'all are just the people to figure out what they are. Thank you.
Thank you, John. We had that discussion prior to the meeting tonight, and to Russell and his daughter, I appreciate the efforts on the trap on a nightly basis as well. Thank you, guys. All right, city manager's report. Are there any other citizens to be heard?
Almost. Sorry. It's almost, y'all made me a little nervous. I'm Michelle Gertman, and I'm the Executive Director for the Haven Battered Women's Shelter and Rape Crisis Center here in Valdosta. And I just wanted to take a minute to let you know that we are taking substantial funding cuts, and we are asking you to look at an ARPA proposal and talk about funding the shelter and the Rape Crisis Center. The governor's office, we have talked to the governor, and they're trying to see what they can do, but we're kind of in a fix. So Washington messed up. I know that's hard to believe that they made an error, but it was a formula error in all of our budgets across Georgia, across the United States, not just us. And so we're going to lose 36% of our funding. And for Valdosta, the Haven, that's $455,000 that we will lose here in Valdosta, and we'll lose it for 2 years straight. The formula has been fixed, but they can't replace the money because they work a year in arrears. So it's going to be about 2 to 3 years before we see that fix and see any of that money come back to Valdosta. I was looking in our budget today, and we spent about $350,000 back into our community in just buying groceries local, relocation of women and children, transportation, utilities, things that we spend right back here in town. And we have about 25 staff, and we don't want to have to lay off staff, but we will. We can't take a $500,000 cut and not lay off staff, and that's just going to reduce services and programs and what we can do. We're required to be 24 hours a day. During COVID, we never closed our doors. We're at 141% increase in temporary protection orders. Our numbers, we served more women, over 800 women and children. We served more women in 2020 in one single year than we served since we opened the doors in 1986. It's very important to keep our program open, and we have never been to the city and asked for money. I've been here 13 years, never asked for help. I am asking for your help with ARPA money. We need your help, and the Haven needs it, and the women and children we serve need it, and rape crisis, sexual assault, people need it. So we're asking you to consider ARPA funding.
Mayor, may I ask a question?
You can, please.
Did y'all receive any PPP funds?
We did not. So because of federal regulations, they considered that maybe the duplication of services and supplanting. So we had actually got $207,000 in PPP, and we had to return that to the bank. So we never got any PPP money. We returned it back to commercial bank.
So y'all basically function on what you had in your budget
Yes.
during COVID and everything else?
Yes, and we always use Mathis Auditorium for our annual fundraisers, and Mathis was closed down and we couldn't do our annual fundraiser, so we've missed 2.5 years of fundraising.
Okay.
You sure can, Mark.
How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Let me ask you this, on the 2 years, when they get the formula back, how it should be, are they going to reimburse you what you should have got, so they're just going to fix the formula
They'll just
and move forward?
Yes, sir.
Reimbursement back.
Correct. We won't get any reimbursement back. They'll just fix the formula and we'll move forward from that, right? So if we lose a program, it's not like they're going to come back and say, oh, we want that they have to build back up, and we can't serve. I mean, we spent, $67,000 in groceries last year at the Haven. We got people in hotels. We're having to social distance. It's just very hard right now.
Michelle, thank you for that presentation. Thank you for what you do as an agency as well. We wish we didn't need you.
Well, me too, but thank y'all for your time.
Yep, thank you. And just point of clarity too, she and Michael Smith gave me a lengthy presentation, probably about 45 minutes, and it was, there's a lot more to it. They're very worthy, and, oh, I didn't even see him sitting there. Hi, Michael. One more citizen to be heard.
Thank you. I'm Michael Smith. I'm the Executive Director of the Greater Valdosta 908. We cover 10 counties and partner with 20 local nonprofits. 19 are located here, headquartered in Lowndes County or Valdosta. Speaking on behalf of the Haven and also the CAC and CASA, that'll see cuts across the state, but really all the agencies that have stepped up that fed, clothed, and sheltered people throughout the pandemic. They need y'all's support if there's funds available, if y'all look at y'all's retreat coming up to see what's available, to just say thank you and support these programs. Like I said, it's been 2 years of fundraisers being cut. We try to support the best we can with the United Way and funds, but there's no way local donors, local businesses can clear some of these gaps of what these agencies have dealt with and their increased demand and expenses that they've seen. And the ones that help with disabled people and, like I said, feed, clothe, and shelter and help with abuse have stepped up. And the agencies are tired. They're dealing with staffing issues. They're dealing with mental strain, compassion fatigue of working 24/7, round the clock, through COVID and helping people recover of our most vulnerable people. So please think about that. If there's funds available as a way to help people out, I'd be happy to go in more detail with what we know of our agency partners. But there's a lot of good people working hard, and we're very fortunate to have them in our human service sector.
Michael, thank you, and congratulations on pulling $1 million out of a community for those needs during a time of COVID as well, so well done.
Thank you. We have very caring people.
We do. Thank you. Any other citizens to be heard? Leadership Lounge Youth, you guys want to come up? All right, City Manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, Council. Before you this evening at your table, you have the results from the last council meeting where citizens will be heard, Mr. Doug Robinson, and what we're working with him on his concern. So please look over that and let me know if you have any questions with that. Thursday, February 24th, which is today, right after this, of course, is the Chamber's banquet at 5. It started at 5:30, but I'm going to be very brief in the rest of my comments, so just to remind everybody of that who may have forgotten. On March 3rd, the Boy Scouts will be having their Building Leaders Campaign Dinner at 6 p.m. at the Conference Center. The guest speaker is all of our friends, Mr. Malcolm Mitchell, so he always does such a great job with his presentations. And the City of Valdosta does have a table for this event, so please let Ms. Bolden know if you plan to attend. Friday, March 4th through Sunday, March 6th, the 6th Annual Georgia Film Festival will be held at Valdosta State. And if you hadn't attended one of these before, it's really an interesting process. I've done this a couple of times, and it's really a good Saturday to spend out there on the campus of VSU and see what takes place in filmmaking. And it's just not about filmmaking, it's other things. We've done presentations in the past of what it takes to make a film in our city, our community, and the ordinance structure and things of that nature. So it's a little bit of something for everybody. If you've not done that before, I'd invite you to do that. Saturday, March 5th, our police department will have open testing beginning at 9 a.m. at our annex building. Friday, March the 18th, just a reminder about our strategic summit starts then. We'll be there all day Friday, and we're going to be there all day Saturday, it looks like, from some of the requests you've already had from citizens to be heard this afternoon. Monday, April 11th, the 13th annual City Government 101 class will begin at 5:30 at our council chambers. We'll kick it off here, and then we'll go from there for the next 6 weeks with folks learning about the different departments here at the city. Always a popular event. So you can, I think they're going to accept applications through March 18th. So if you know some folks that you'd like to get on that, please have them come up here and we'll get them signed up and be ready to go. Lastly this evening, if you recall, a few weeks ago, we sent out an email congratulating Miss Ellen Hill for being elected president by her peers for the State Main Street Association, or an association close to that. She will have to resign that position because she's accepted a position with the Department of Community Affairs in a good next progressive move for Main Street Director. So I want Ellen to come forth this evening so we congratulate her.
I came prepared because I expected Mark to do this, so I'm going to read a little statement that I've sent to my downtown people. For the past 15 years, I've had the privilege of serving the citizens of Valdosta in the downtown community through my work as Main Street Director. I am and will always be grateful for my journey. The growth completed, the lessons learned, the friendships made, the stories shared, and the change created in Valdosta. As I begin a new chapter in my life, I will take everyone and everything I have learned with me on this new journey. And as I transition into a new phase into my career, downtown in the city of Valdosta will remain a guiding light for me. My proudest moments will always be the smiles and feelings of accomplishment that came from inspiring entrepreneurs that I've had the privilege to get to know and insist in achieving their dreams of business ownership. The happy moments from individuals and families as they attended community events, and the memories that they made from that experience, knowing I had a small hand in bringing that to them. And the beauty that is our downtown community. Downtown truly is the heart of Valdosta. So as I transition into a new role, know that you will still see me around. I'm not moving. And I will always be here to offer assistance and a shoulder to lean on. So thank you all for your support and for the confidence that you've had in me for all of these years. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Ellen.
thank you.
Thank you. And Ellen, from where it was when you took the reins to where it is now should be a very source of pride for you. For
It is. It was not a one-person show, so I couldn't have done it alone.
congratulations.
Yeah, I think so many folks forget about, we hear about Main Street, we know about the food truck events and the fun things, the farmers markets, things like that, but so much more economic development goes into it, and that's really been Ellen's expertise, is the economic development and the building of our economy. So we're certainly going to miss Ellen, but we've had several Main Street directors that went through the next step with DCA or either with Economic Development Commission. So really proud for her. And like she said, she will be around. She doesn't have to move and leave Valdosta. And the good part is she will be making sure we stay in compliance after she leaves. So we should be making some good grades on her testing, I'm hoping. And that's all I have tonight. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Council? No? Mark, thank you.
Thank you.
Before I roll into council comments, I'll make everybody aware that Friday from 5 to 7 at the Georgia Beer Company, our new head football coach at Valdosta State University, Coach Jermaine Jackson, is going to be out there for a meet and greet. We were all electrified by him at his press conference. He lit up that PE complex when he was introduced. So please come out and meet with him, hear about his hard-nosed defense and all that he has to all the promises he's going to make us for the upcoming year as well. Please come out 5 to 7 at Georgia Beer tomorrow as well. Council? Any council comment?
Yes, I got to say one. On Sunday, February the 27th, the Black Business Alliance will be having a Black Business Showcase around the courthouse. It's going to be from 3 to 5, and we're asking that everybody just come out and see some of the black businesses in the city of Valdosta and see what they have to offer. It will be at the courthouse yard. It will be all around the courthouse, and it's from 3 to 5 this Sunday,
Is that the historic courthouse?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, council. Any other comments?
March the 8th, if you put on your calendars, the Miracle League of Valdosta, we begin our kickball season for 4 weeks, and then we roll right into 4 weeks of baseball. As of right now, fortunately, COVID is starting to open back up a little bit, or go down a little bit, which is opening back up the doors for us to have more players to sign up. So our enrollment is back up again. We're not quite where we used to be. But talking about Coach Jackson, we're trying to work him in right now to do basically a football Miracle League night. So have all the football players come out, join us as buddies and stuff, so I'll let y'all know when that's confirmed too. So it'd be pretty cool to come out and get the chance to meet our players, see the Miracle League field, and also see our VSU football players and the coaches and so forth. So right now, we're trying to work that in.
Fantastic. Council, any other things that you want to bring to their attention? Councilman Bickers?
Mr. Mayor, make a motion that we be dismissed.
Second.
All in favor, show of hands. Thank you, everybody.